oil prices are up this morning. Take a look. We've got Brent at 115.56, up 2%. Crude oil is at 111.20, up 1.5%. But that's way down from the highs of the year. The national average for the gallon of gasoline right now has dropped below $5 a gallon. It's at $4.96 right now. Joining us right now is the Schork Group principal, Stephen Schork. Stephen, great to see you. Your reaction to these moves in terms of gasoline pulling back. Do you see that as a positive for a long-term move?
Oh, at $4.96, Maria, absolutely not. We're still in unprecedented levels at this point. Levels, Maria, that Americans simply cannot afford. When we look at the current rate of inflation, real disposable income, what we actually have to spend in this high-priced environment, is now growing at the fastest pace in 10 years. Our savings rates are at the lowest point in 14 years. And credit card debt, Maria, is growing at the fastest pace in 10 years. So clearly, we are running out of money and we are accumulating debt. And as a matter of fact, our debt being held on credit cards now is over $1 trillion, which is an all-time record. My fear, Maria, going into this summer is people are so pent up, so fed up with COVID that they're going to go on their vacations. Gasoline demand, despite these prices, is very strong. So they're going to continue to spend come heck or high water because they want to get out. They've got that cabin fever, and they're going to reconcile the bills when they come due in the fall. And that said, Maria, we have never had an environment like this with these high prices, not just at the pump, but also more importantly at the grocery counter. And we've never avoided recession. So we are on the cusp of recession if we're not already in recession. But bygone, Maria, we are definitely headed towards recession.
Yeah, no, I know. I know. I think we probably are in a recession right now, by the way. But Stephen, in terms of the summer driving season, today's the first day of summer. When do you expect? Is it July and August? That's the peak months for gasoline. And what about the president's idea? He's now considering a federal gas tax holiday. It could come by the end of the week, this announcement. Do you think that would move the needle on getting prices down?
Well, the federal tax is 18 cents, whoopee. So if we just want to do the simple math, we'll take another 18 cents, so at $4.96. Now we're talking national gasoline around $4.75. Maria, that is still 15 cents more than what we were paying a month ago before the Memorial Day holiday. So we're not even in the peak demand season, to your point. We have to get, once we hit the 4th of July holiday, and in July and up through Labor Day is when we consume the most gas. And at these current prices, even with the current pullback, we're still looking at prices that are in unbelievable levels, once unthinkable levels just a year ago. So the president's move is just like the SPR. Yes.
Yeah. What about the president's trip to Saudi Arabia? You were going to mention the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. The president keeps talking about that as his solution to high gasoline prices, but he's also going to take a trip to Saudi Arabia. And Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm said that the president is planning to ask the Saudis to pump more oil. She also said he's going to have a one-on-one with the Crown Prince as gasoline prices are at a record high. Stephen, what do you make of this trip? What are you expecting to come out of it?
It's an absolute disgrace, Maria. He is going to Riyadh to ask a man that he was just a few months ago still calling a murderer. He is now going to go to him and ask him, when's the last time the president went to Houston, Maria? When is the last time the president reached out personally to the industry in Houston and our friends up in North, up in Calgary, and asked them to increase production? So here, once again, we have a president that... here's a president who would rather talk to terrorists than Texans. And he is going to Riyadh. Wow. He is going to another socialist thug down in Venezuela, trying to get them to increase production. Being that Venezuelan, that oil is the dirtiest oil in the world. He'd rather have Venezuela put more oil on the market than people from Texas put more oil on the market. His moves are an absolute disgrace. This move to going to Riyadh, the gasoline tax holiday, it is just another gimmick from an administration that never has and has yet to have a cogent energy policy with regard to fossil fuels.
Yeah. Well, let me get one more question. And real quick, Jonathan Madison, jump in here, Jonathan.
Absolutely. Stephen, just making reference to your comments on the gasoline tax holiday. There are certain prices here in the state of California, gas prices that are as high as $8 and $9 per gallon. What do you say to the towns that are dealing with these kinds of prices, and in terms of what this tax holiday, this gas tax holiday, is actually going to do and how it's actually going to impact those folks?
Yeah, people go to the polls. You have the gasoline prices you have because you have the government that you have in Sacramento. You've continued to kick this can down the road. You have a dearth of refinery capacity. You're more beholden now to imports coming in from South America. So therefore, you embrace politicians that will embrace the industry. I'm not saying push out solar. Solar makes a lot of sense in Southern California. Wind in Central California until the Santa Ana's blow in November makes a lot of sense. But you know what? Embracing the fossil fuel, the other part of the equation, makes a lot of sense also. So I'm sorry, California, you have the gasoline prices you have because this is the way you voted. You want it differently? Go to the polls in November.
All right, Stephen, we'll leave it there. Great to see you this morning, Stephen. Thanks very much. Stephen Schork joining us on this energy space, which is expensive.